Where is Gotabaya Rajapaksa now? How is he at the Colombo airport?
See, there are two versions. Some people say he has fled Sri Lanka by a special aircraft from Colombo airport. Some people say he hasn't left the country. He has boarded a Sri Lankan Navy warship and he is somewhere in the sea. And he will wait there for 2-3 days. And if the situation is back to normal, or at least if there is some semblance of normalcy, he might come back to the shore. There are two versions. So one reliable source in Colombo, who is close to an admiral of the Navy, has told me that he hasn't left the country. He has boarded SLNS Gajabahu, that Sri Lankan warship, and he is somewhere in the sea.
So he's boarded.
And some people say yes.
No, but DP, what we are seeing are visuals of that same cavalcade that was seen making its way out of the presidential palace with that white vehicle, that white Humvee, I think, which is also the president's vehicle. Now, he's in that vehicle and this is escorted. It's got a military escort. It's got bulletproof vehicles. It's got a military escort. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles in this escort, including that white vehicle, which many thought has the president in it. Now, this escort is seen at the Colombo airport.
Oh, that's quite possible because some of his family members might have fled Sri Lanka from Colombo airport. Who knows? Because Rajapaksa family is too big and we really don't know where Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa is. We really don't know where his brother Chamal is. And there are many other Rajapaksa members, including Naval Rajapaksa, who was also a minister. And some people are saying that the president hasn't left the country. He has boarded the Navy warship and he is somewhere in the sea. And he will take the decision later, and some of his family members have fled the country.
So you are saying he's aboard the Sri Lankan Naval Ship Gajabahu, and he will stay out in the sea till it is safe for him to come to the shore, or at least a decision is taken. So was this a kind of contingency plan?
Yeah, this is what they are claiming. They say this plan was already in place. And they had to activate it today because of the worsening situation, because people have laid a siege to the presidential palace and they have taken over his home and all because of that. This is what some naval officers in Colombo are saying. But we can't confirm anything because there is utter chaos and country is completely bankrupt and there is no one working at any government office and even the public servants have joined the protesters.
Well, DP, we've also seen not just police personnel, even military personnel have actually joined Sri Lankans in the protest against the president. Is that one of the reasons why the military and the armed forces actually withdrew and allowed the people to storm the presidential palace?
No, looks like that, because look at the Sri Lankan military, because most of the military people in Sri Lanka, they are from poor families and particularly from south and central parts of the country. They are very poor people who are in the army, who are in the paramilitary, who are also in the police. Their people at home, their family members at home, they are also suffering. They are also going through the same thing. They have no fuel, no food, nothing. Their children can't go to schools, nothing. So they are also fed up with the Rajapaksa family or whoever is ruling the country. Quite possible that they cannot continue to protect these people beyond a point. And many of them have abandoned their posts and joined the protest. And their number will swell tomorrow.
Right. DP, please stay with me on the phone line. Satish Danatunge is also with us. Shashi, thank you very much. Ayubowan again, and thank you for joining us live again. Now, there are 2-3 reports that are coming through. One, we've seen the president's cavalcade presence at the Colombo airport. So has Gotabaya Rajapaksa fled Sri Lanka? But DP Satish is telling us that he's on board a naval warship, SLNS Gajabahu.
Hi, Bon. Actually, there are two schools of thought being rumored about. One says, yes, he has boarded one of those naval crafts which was on dock just behind the presidential house. And the other one was a convoy which was spotted going along the airport expressway. And then finally it was spotted on the tarmac as well. So we still don't know exactly which is the correct mode of escape is, but we are still waiting to hear about his decision on the resignation, which we believe is forthcoming.
Now there is a meeting of the all-party senior leaders at 4 p.m. Ranil Wickremesinghe has urged the Speaker, and Speaker Abhay Wardena has called for this meeting. What is the expectation from this meeting?
That we understand is they are planning to appoint a temporary caretaker president, and after that they will discuss and try and form a suitable party. What the Aragal, those boys, youngsters on the street are demanding to make them feel comfortable with the formation of the new government.
But before that, before they appoint an interim president, wouldn't Gotabaya Rajapaksa have to step down? He hasn't stepped down officially yet. So will this collective within of the party leaders, will they first have to ask Gotabaya Rajapaksa to step down? And what happens of Ranil Wickremesinghe then?
Yeah, that's right. That's why they are expecting the resignation to come at any moment. And so there are stories. Actually, one story is that he's already left to Dubai, and the resignation will be coming from there. And the other the rumor what is going about is that he has already expressed his willingness to step down, and it will be forthcoming soon. So this particular meeting probably has been arranged in anticipation of that to come in time before that.
Are you in Colombo? What is the situation on ground right now?
Yes, I'm in Colombo. The situation is still the same. People are on streets. They are all celebrating. And of course, as you see from the videos and the photographs, it's very clear. It's all the young people. So it is their struggle, independent struggle. And there was no political affiliations. There must have been few people who have influenced here and there, but of course, throughout it has been an independent struggle. So they are all very jubilant, and I think it deserves what has happened to them. They have been demanding for a new country, and they were very disappointed how for the last probably 70 years this country has been run and ruined.
But is there any arson? Is there any anarchy on the streets, rioting, or is it all peaceful?
All peaceful. Of course, during the beginning, there have been few retaliations. Of course, those have been planned before the struggle took place this morning, because everybody knew that this is happening for the last probably 1.5 weeks. There were very clear messages going about that there will be a big gathering on the 9th to give the final push. And so they say it really happened that way. And for that, they were prepared. We believe that there have been about 6,000 military personnel were called in to safeguard the presidential house. But finally, they succumbed. I mean, they succumbed in the sense they couldn't really retaliate with this particular crowd. And also something which happened interestingly is the former army commander and the Field Marshal Sarat Fonseca came out, and he resigned from the party, and he came out and joined the struggle and requested the military personnel to act neutral and try and support the struggle, as the country is struggling with something which we have never experienced in the past, and let the youth take over and create the new governance what they are dreaming for.
So who took the call that the army should stand down? What did the army chief take that call? Because one of the wings of the armed forces continues to protect Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
There was no such official call as such. There have been independent calls coming from all walks of life, obviously, because most of the military men are also connected to the normal families where they are also going through the same hardships what the rest of the country is going through. So naturally, the pressure is on everybody, whether they are in uniform or not. So naturally, they were all waiting for some relief to come as soon as possible, and that was not forthcoming soon. And when they came to know, it is probably something to do with the governance system what the country is having, is basically causing a lot of concern to the people and the international community and the donor agencies to come forward and support. So therefore, they decided to act neutral, obviously.